Hey everyone, welcome back to Turkish Spotlight Secrets. I'm thrilled you decided to spend the next few minutes here. Because today's story mixes red carpet romance, long-standing friendship, and a dash of unscripted emotion that even veteran gossip columnists hadn't seen coming. If you enjoy layered narratives that go beyond the tabloid headlines, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you never miss our deep dive coverage. And, of course, if you'd like to support the channel on a whole new level, unlocking early interviews, bonus clips, and the occasional blooper reel, there's always the join button waiting right below. All set? Then let's get into it. A fairy tale evening by the sea. Picture this: a restored Ottoman-era mansion perched on a cliff outside Bodrum. Balconies draped in ivory wisteria and soft golden lanterns swaying in the evening breeze. Inside, an aisle lined with flickering candles leads to an archway of fresh jasmine and olive branches, the perfect stage for actress Alina to exchange vows with filmmaker Umut. Evirgen, guests arrive just before sunset, greeted with lavender lemonade and strains of a classical trio playing an instrumental rendition of Sezen Aksu's Tukuna Sagas. Esu's Tukuna Sagas. Agna Suzi's Tukuna Sagas. As Ahsoka Nesk, A Suzi Sagas, Tumiku. MOYC Suzi Suze concedes. MY Suzi Suzi Suzi's. Get the cunty Ness. We are with Suzi Suzi's, can do I can Suzi Suzi's. We is we with pride to come with Suzi Sazis with you. Kunky with you with a call a can keke for a we can get you with is into you to see to me side can we kakarai you to can get I kakuner I to kick you to kick you to fee you guy to wick to ek to cheek egg act I and cat you to keep you kick with it I would k a guy way off guy and I keep guy that I that's where I need I kick it I come with you guys. It's the sort of scene stylists pinned to mood boards for years, but rarely managed to capture quite so effortlessly. As the bride appears, the hush is immediate. Lina's gown is a study in understated drama, sleek satin that falls like water. A train trimmed with hand, tulips, and a veil anchored by a single pearl comb. Umut, meanwhile, opts for a midnight blue dinner jacket that catches the last blush of daylight, subtle but undeniably cinematic. Cameras click only from the official team. Everyone else has surrendered phones to velvet pouches, honoring the couple's request for an unplugged ceremony. Yet, even in this orchestrated intimacy, a moment unfolds that no planner could script. Standing 3 rows back on the groom's side, actor Alp Navruz steels himself, blinking fast, then slower, then not at all, as tears gather. By the time Alina reaches the altar, Alp is quietly dabbing his eyes with a linen pocket square and grinning through the blur. The sight of a leading man reduced in the best possible way to pure emotion will turn out to be the image that social media can't stop replaying, where their stories intertwine. For those less familiar with the trio's backstory, let's rewind a decade. Alina and Alp Navruz first met during callbacks for a teen series set in a coastal boarding school. Legend has it they bonded over a mutual distaste for the vending machine espresso that fueled the audition room. Though only in their early 20s. Both displayed a work ethic that impressed the showrunner Lina with her meticulous script annotations. Alp with his habit of running lines for anyone who asked whether or not he shared a scene. The show wrapped after 3 modestly successful seasons, but the friendship stuck. When Alina booked her first feature film, lead a gritty drama about a concert pianist facing hearing loss, Alp sent her a dog-eared biography of Beethoven with a note that read, "For research and courage." In return, when Alp landed a challenging role as a war photographer in a limited series, Alina mailed him a disposable camera, insisting he carry it everywhere to practice capturing silent stories between takes. Enter Umut, Evirgen, known in industry circles for blending documentary honesty with narrative flair. Umut cast Alina in a music-themed indie that shot on location in Sarajevo 2 summers ago. Early set gossip focused on his relentless pace he'd dart from the editing. Bay 2 costume fittings with boundless energy, but insiders started whispering about the late-night script sessions he and Alina shared at a corner table in the hotel cafe. Still, nothing about their courtship felt manufactured. Even paparazzi had trouble catching them anywhere more scandalous than a local bookstore. Inside the ceremony, because guests surrendered phones, footage is scarce, but eyewitness accounts have trickled out. It's a few favorite tidbits. The first look, instead of the traditional reveal at the aisle. Alina asked to meet Umut in the garden just before guests were seated. A string quartet arrangement of La Vienne Rose floated through hedges as they saw each other. Observers described equal parts giddy laughter and hushed awe, as if both realized simultaneously, we made it here. Family tribute, Umut's grandfather, a retired fisherman who rarely leaves his coastal village, delivered the opening blessing in a voice weathered by salt air and early mornings. He spoke of anchoring sails beside the right harbor, prompting audible sniffles across the courtyard, Alps among them. Auntie's interruption. Minutes before vows, a mischievous aunt insisted on adjusting Alina's veil despite stylists' protests. The quick fix did nothing to the veil but broke the tension. The wedding party erupted in giggles, resetting nerves. Alp Navruz, more than a side character. The internet loves a narrative. And Alp's tears became fodder for every conceivable angle. Unspoken love, nostalgic flashbacks, citrus allergy, conspiracies, you name it. But friends insist his reaction was exactly what it looked like. Happiness so honest it refused to stay tucked away. Alp, they say, has always been outwardly expressive where others are reserved. On set, he claps after table reads even when no one else does. At premieres, he stands for ovations long after house lights rise. So when Alina stepped into her future, he felt the moment fully and let it show. One bridesmaid recalls Alp approaching the couple at the reception, glass raised, voice cracking just enough to reveal the lump in his throat. He thanked them for teaching him that partnership doesn't dim individual talent but amplifies it, like two spotlights crossing on a single point of stage. Cue collective swoon. Social media aftershocks. By sunrise the next day, #ALIN as Fairytale and #ALP feeling all the feels trended across Turkish Twitter. With fans posting side-by-side photos of Alp and Alina from their earliest series days beside screenshots of the wedding livestream. Instagram fan pages produced timelines tracing every known milestone in the trio's friendship. Coffee dates in Katy Kai, backstage birthday cakes, festival red carpets. Curiously, the surge of goodwill had tangible ripple effects. The Istanbul chapter of a children's music charity, Alina, supports recorded a 300% spike in donations within 48 hours. Many under the hashtag for love and melody. Meanwhile, a coastal conservation NGO Umut volunteered with in college reported dozens of new monthly sponsors, proof that wedding buzz doesn't always have to stop at commentary. It can translate into collective action. What happens next professionally? Each has a packed slate. Alina begins filming a historical miniseries this autumn. Set in 1880s Thessaloniki, it follows a pioneering journalist investigating corruption at the port. Rumor has it, Alina has hired a dialect coach and spends evenings translating century-old court records to nail period authenticity. Umut plans to start a globe-spanning documentary on Anatolian folk instruments, interviewing luthiers from small Aegean villages to Berlin techno producers sampling baglama strings. Alina may lend narration once her series wraps. Alp is deep diving into character study for a psychological mystery. Set in an isolated mountain town where a decades-old avalanche shapes local superstition. To prepare, he's reportedly been living in a cabin without Wi-Fi, journaling weather changes and shadow patterns. Fans naturally wonder whether Alina and Alp will share a screen again. Casting directors float scripts monthly. One, an adaptation of a famous novella about childhood friends who reunite as rivals in adulthood. Both actors say their calendars are complicated but negotiable, which in industry speak means never say never. Why this wedding struck a chord. Celebrity unions happen every season. But a few factors elevated this one. Authenticity over spectacle. Despite obvious luxury, nothing felt like a stunt. No brand-sponsored photo ops. No pre-arranged magazine covers. Even the floral designer posted only 2 understated snapshots, choosing not to tag the couple out of respect. Friendship in the spotlight. The public seldom sees male actors cry tears of joy for female colleagues without headlines, forcing a romantic subtext. Alp's display normalized vulnerability and platonic affection. Audience investment built over time because viewers watched Alina and Alp grow from rookies into household names. The wedding felt personal. Fans didn't just witness a glamorous event. They celebrated a milestone in a story they've followed for years. It's your turn to weigh in. So, what resonates most with you? Is it Alp's unwavering support, the philanthropic ripple effect, or the artistic projects on the horizon? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one and often feature the most insightful takes in future videos. Before signing off, here's a quick checklist to keep our community thriving. Like if today's behind-the-scenes peek warmed your heart. Subscribe so you're the first to catch upcoming exclusives. There's talk of a set visit to Alina's period drama. And trust me, the wardrobe alone is worth it. Join if you'd love access to members-only live streams, including an upcoming Q&A where we break down the art of keeping private life private in an always online era. Thank you for spending your time here. Celebrate your friends' milestones like Alp. Chase your passions like Alina and Umut. And remember, sincerity never goes out of style. Until next time, this is Turkish Spotlight Secrets, signing off.